where this language was starting, more or less. And then we used to call that language Castellano. Because Spain was in former times, that means I'm talking about the 14th, 15th century, we were trying to be demonstrating that the word was unfair, was wrong. And our boats, our ship, a big navigator who was Colón, was trying to demonstrate that it was possible to get a ship in the one of the beaches of Spain and go to find India. But the question was that in between, they were just founding a new continent, who was America. And that means that our people was starting to be living, to conquering in a way, with a lot of things for making comments, but that's not the time to do it. We were just leaving to them our language. That means that our language is speaking for many countries in Latin America. The countries in Latin America who are speaking Spanish as a second language, but is the common language for many, many things, is Mexico, for example, which is a big country, Paraguay, Argentina, Chile, Peru, many countries, which I can show you a little bit later in the map. But the first question is that not only in these countries, which are Spanish speakers, in Far Easterns, they are speaking our language. Brazil, which is a big country in Latin America, who was just attributed to the other country, which is sharing with us the peninsula, Portugal, is speaking another language, but at the same time, they are speaking something very common, which is called Portuñolo. That means that in Brazil, you can speak to Spanish for communication. At the same time, in the USA, in the north of the country, in the north of the continent, the English is the official first language. But at the moment, the second language is Spanish, and it's a big part of the population which is speaking Spanish. They are thinking that in 20 years more, probably more than 50% of the population will be speaking Spanish. That means that the Spanish language, the Castellano, in fact, how I was explaining before, is a very good language for communication. It's an excellent language for expression. There are many examples that I can tell you about that. For example, it's an old movie, probably you are too young for knowing that movie, which is called The Miracle, the War of the Bean Field. That, I mean, you can see that is a village in the border between Mexico and the USA. And this population, obviously, is between the two languages. I mean, it's people living with the American origin or the English-speaking origin and Spanish-speaking origin. And you can see clearly that, I mean, for communication between them in the informal things every day, the language that they were using is the Spanish. It's an excellent language for communication, for expressing feelings, for expressing details, for being close to the people. And then what I will say is that, I mean, that is remembering me that, I mean, in that sense, the Spanish culture is close to the Indian culture. I know India a little bit. I have been traveling over there for quite a lot of years, for quite a lot of times. I love India myself. And I can say that, I mean, I'm happy, even my Hindi is not good at all. I can say that I have a very good communication with the people because many times it's about expression. And the Spanish is a good language for that. We have, at the same time, a culture which is extremely varied, like India. It's with a lot of different dancing, with a lot of different music, with a lot of different dishes for cuisine, with a very different panoramics. We have beaches, we have mountains, we have sports for snow, we have just sun all the time. The country is extremely likely, like that happens in India, even though it's different, obviously. But I mean, in some sense, is there are certain things which are just very close to our hearts. I mean, they are very close in the feelings that we are just um, um, feeling when we are just living in the country. Very close feeling. Um, at the same time, because we are such a huge community, obviously we are just the third community of the world. Um, but at the same time, this third community of Spanish speakers is the community who has more countries speaking and including in that community. That means that they are opening a very good and big market for labor. That means that there are just many places for working in different things. You can find work in embassies, or you can find work in call centers with different countries, or you can find work in many different enterprises which are going to have connection in such a globalized time where we are living. For the reason I will recommend and to learn another language. Another language is not only to open a wide part for more work and more connection to other people, but at the same time is enlarging, is growing up your soul. You are just opening your mind to other cultures, to other beliefs, to other ways of see the world. That means it's extremely enriching what is just happening when you are learning another language. In the courses, I suppose that you are going to learn, and we are going to teach not only the language but the culture. You are going to know differences in our point of view about our habits, our ways of starting the life, our ways of developing our enterprises, our ways to develop our ordinary lives. I hope at the same time that you have the opportunity to visit our country in between and have the opportunity to be closer to the Spanish speaker, not only in India, but at the same time in Spain too. Well, I mean, except that I couldn't show you my presentation with the maps, that you can have it later when we have more questions and so, then is what I would like to tell you, that is going to be a good opportunity to learn Spanish with us, because we are going to try to show you not only our language, but at the same time, our culture, for opening your mind to other possibilities and other work in your life. Thank you very much.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Maria Jose. The presentation has been stopped, but the map has served us in a good way. So we know like what exactly this is. This is functioning. And this is really nice, no, about the Latin America also. Now I will invite Raquel Gonzalez to add a few words. Raquel, can you hear us? Raquel, can you hear us, Raquel?
Raquel?
I believe she is not being able to hear us and is not able to, reply to us. But I would take the opportunity to say a few words, and I believe Anamika would like to add something. So I would pass on the word to Anamika and would come back. Anamika, please.
Yes, thank you very much. I hope I am audible to everybody. Please
Yes,
tell me if I'm
wonderful.
audible.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. It was really, Maria, a wonderful, presentation and introduction, and you gave like a very, a very important information about why we should learn Spanish, and you have also given a very, very good, information about Spain. Like you have also touched upon the history, the culture, and everything. So thank you very much. It was wonderful. So. Hello, everybody. My name is Anamika. I live in Hyderabad. I'm working with IBM. It's a total of 15 years of experience I'm having with IT industry. Worked with the different MNC, very reputed companies like Accenture, Genpact, and I have been living in all the cities of in India. So it's quite a long journey for me, and I'm a Spanish language expert, so that is why I'm here, part of the team. Okay, and to just give you an introduction, that I was me and Sharik, we were like classmates. We have done our masters in Spanish literature from Delhi University. I have also got an opportunity to do my scholarship from Barcelona University. So I have a very very long exposure as a Spanish linguist, also in the IT industry as well as academically. I'm like masters and scholarship, and then also I have experience teaching. Okay, teaching Spanish to MIB student. If you would be knowing, few of you probably would be knowing, MIB is masters in international business. So when I was doing my studies, I did a lot of projects. Also I have translated Spanish poets, few of the poems, like very known poets like Garcia Lorca and all, and that was a project of a Spain embassy. So I did that. So I have been part of many other projects and cultural activities. So this is a brief introduction about me. However, I would just like to emphasize here, since Maria has already given you the information, the main information about why should we learn Spanish. But I would like to add here, me being a Spanish language expert and having experience in IT industry, and that's like my core skill. So how this has shaped up me learning and growing in even my career journey, Spanish, how it has been so useful and utilized language for me, and it has helped me, because this is my core skill. So I would really recommend everybody to have such a wonderful language, which is very known, famous, and it's like very demanding in the market. It has a very good scope, very good future, and also you get to know about the culture, about the food. So it's a very rich language, I would say, just to sum up. If you have anything additionally, if you want to ask personally something about my experience, I can definitely let you know. But then this is the brief, and I would highly recommend everybody to have this experience to learn. And you have a very great opportunity. Not everybody is so lucky to have a native Spanish speaker teaching you Spanish. So it's a wonderful opportunity to grab that and pursue your language, this thing, and then you learn and you see how it is useful in every aspect of your life. So that is it, Sharik. If you
So thank you
would
very
like
much,
to.
Anamika, for sharing your experiences and sharing the information